The land shakes with the sound of machines. The sky burns with fire rising from steel towers. Oil pours like black blood from the earth. And in the silence between the storms, two men stand ready to fight for more than just money. They stand for power, for pride, for the soul of Texas. This is not just the return of a story. This is the rise of a battle where every shadow hides a deal, and every sunrise brings a war. Beneath the endless Texas sky, the world feels heavy. The ground breathes, the machines roar, and the people who walk here know that everything has a cost. For every barrel of oil pulled from the earth, a piece of someone's life is given away. Families rise on oil, and families fall with it. Men who once called themselves friends now stare across dusty roads as enemies. What was once just about land has become something much darker, something that no law can stop, and no man can walk away from. The story begins with silence, but not the silence of peace. It is the silence before thunder, the quiet that makes the air too heavy to breathe. The rigs stand tall, black silhouettes against the blood-red sky of a fading day. They move like giants, pulling life from the earth, feeding a hunger that will never end. In this silence, you can hear the ground whisper, as if it knows what's coming. Every corner of this land holds secrets. Deals made in smoke-filled rooms. Hands shaking over tables where words mean less than the steel hidden under jackets. Promises written in ink, only to be broken by bullets. This land has seen men rise as legends and fall as forgotten dust. And now it waits again for the next storm, the next betrayal, the next man who thinks he can tame it. But the land does not bend easy. It takes back what it gives. It remembers the greed, the lies, the broken vows. And this season, it is ready to fight. It does not matter if you are a cowboy with a weathered face or a king in a glass tower. The land will test you. It will push you to the edge. And when it does, only the strongest will survive. Two names echo louder than all others. One man, old and strong, carrying the weight of years but still unbroken. His voice is gravel, his gaze sharp, and his will sharper. He has seen the world change, seen men fight over dust, and he knows what it takes to stand. The other man, clever and ruthless, with a mind like a blade and a hunger that never stops. He bends rules like twigs and breaks men with just a word. Together, they are not allies. They are storms colliding, two forces that cannot share the same sky. The people around them feel the pull, like iron to a magnet. Workers, families, strangers, everyone caught in the circle of their fight. Some hope for justice, some hunger for profit, and some only want to survive another day. But no one can stand in the middle, because the middle is where the land breaks, where blood spills, and where the cost is highest. This is the beginning of a new season. The first step into a world where oil and revenge run side by side. It is a world built on grit, betrayal, and the unshaken belief that no man can walk away clean. Every frame, every shadow, every word spoken will lead to the same truth. In Texas, the land remembers. And it always takes what it is owed. The night falls hard over Texas. And with it comes the kind of darkness that feels alive. The oil fields glow like fire pits, flames licking the sky from steel towers, smoke drifting across the stars. The land does not sleep. It growls through the night, machines pounding the ground, iron biting into soil, men shouting orders into the wind. Every sound is heavy, every shadow longer than it should be. The night hides more than silence, it hides deals whispered in secret, threats carried on the wind, and eyes watching from the dark dot in this world. Nothing is clean. The money that changes hands is stained before it even leaves the table. One man offers his word, another offers his silence, and both know that promises here are worth less than dust. A deal can be signed in the morning and broken by sundown. Trust is a weapon, and betrayal is a tradition older than oil itself. The men who climb high climb fast, but the fall is faster, and the ground is never soft. The land has seen men try to tame it, but it knows better. The land has no master. It shifts, it cracks, it bleeds black gold when cut open, but it never truly gives itself away. Those who believe they own it are blind. The truth is simple. It owns them. It takes their sweat, their blood, their years. And when it is finished, it leaves them broken. Nothing more than another story whispered around campfires and boardrooms. Sam Elliott's presence hangs heavy here. He is not just a man. He is the memory of everything the land has endured. His silence speaks louder than words. His gaze cuts deeper than knives. He carries with him the weight of decades, the smell of dust, the sound of storms. Every wrinkle on his face is a map of battles fought and scars left behind. He stands for something old, something rooted, something unshakable. But even stone can crack when pushed hard enough. Across from him stands Billy Bob Thornton, a man of fire, of sharp edges, and cold hunger. Where Sam Elliott is the ground, Billy Bob is the storm. He speaks with a smile that hides a blade. His steps are quick, his mind quicker, and he has no patience for the old ways. To him, the land is not sacred, it is a tool. Something to squeeze, to bend, to drain until nothing remains. His kind does not wait for permission. He takes, and in his world, the only law worth knowing is power. The clash between them is not loud at first. It is quiet, measured. Like two predators circling, every word is sharp, every silence sharper. Each knows the other's strength, each knows the other's weakness. The land feels the tension, as though even the wind holds its breath. When they meet, it is not just two men standing face to face, it is past against future, grit against cunning, tradition against ambition. But the fight is bigger than just them. Families who live by the wells feel the change in the air. Workers sense the danger in every sunrise. Politicians sharpen their words, preparing to sell the land piece by piece, as if it were nothing but numbers on a page. Yet behind every move lies something deeper: fear. Fear of losing control. Fear of being forgotten. Fear of the land itself, because everyone here knows one truth. The land never forgives, and so the stage is set. Shadows stretch longer across the dirt roads. Gunmetal glints beneath jackets. Bottles slam on tables as tempers flare. This is a place where peace does not last, where every smile hides a secret, and where every secret costs more than anyone is willing to pay. The fire that burns on the rigs at night is not just gas. It is a warning, a signal to all who dare enter this world. The land is awake, watching, waiting, ready to decide who will stand and who will fall. The morning comes, but it does not bring peace. The sky is pale, the kind of gray that makes the land feel tired, as if even the sun does not want to rise. The rigs keep moving, their arms like giant beasts tearing at the earth, pulling up black rivers that never stop flowing. The towns nearby stir awake. Trucks rumble down broken roads, men lace up boots still stained with yesterday's mud, and women watch from porches with eyes that know too much. Life goes on, but beneath it all runs a current, deep and strong, pulling everything toward a storm no one can escape. In the boardrooms far from the dust, the war takes a different shape. Suits lean over polished tables, their voices sharp, their smiles thin. They speak in numbers, in contracts, in profits that glow brighter than fire. But the men in these rooms are not so different from the ones in the fields. They fight with paper instead of guns, but the wounds cut just as deep. Promises are traded like coins, and loyalty is worth less than the ink that seals a deal. When the meeting ends, nothing is settled. Instead, new lines are drawn, invisible borders that will soon be crossed. On the streets, whispers spread faster than smoke. A rig has gone silent in the night. No one knows why. Some say the machinery broke. Others say it was sabotage. A few speak of something darker, a message carved into steel, left for all to see. Fear walks in the open now, unashamed, and men carry it with them like dust on their boots. They do not speak of it directly, but in their eyes it is clear. Something is moving in the shadows, and it does not care about money or family or the law. Sam Elliott's presence weighs heavier than ever. He moves through the land like a ghost, every step reminding others that he is part of this soil. People nod when they see him, but their faces hold more than respect, they hold expectation. He has become something more than a man. To some, he is hope. To others, He is the last wall standing before chaos. But even he feels the pull of change. He knows the land he once protected is no longer the same. Too many hands have taken from it. Too many deals have poisoned its roots. The land cries out, and he can hear it. Even if others refuse to listen, Billy Bob Thornton sharpens his game in the shadows. He is not loud, he is not reckless, but his moves are precise, calculated. He buys silence with money, and when money does not work, he buys it with fear. To him, the land is not alive. It is a stage, and everyone else is a piece in his play. He thrives in the cracks where rules bend, in the places where law cannot reach. He builds allies where others see enemies, and he tears enemies down by making them allies first. His rise is not just power, it is survival, sharpened by hunger that will not fade. When the two men cross paths again, it is not by chance. It is fate pulled together by the weight of the land itself. Their eyes meet, and in that silence, the truth is clear. There is no middle ground. Not here, not anymore. Every choice now carries a price, and every price will be paid in blood, sweat, or fire. The air between them is heavy, thicker than dust, louder than machines. Those who watch know they are not just seeing two men, they are seeing history collide, past and future clashing in a storm that will change everything. All around them, tension builds. A worker disappears without warning. A truck goes up in flames on a back road. A letter, unsigned, is left on a desk, carrying a threat too sharp to ignore. These are not accidents. These are signals. The game has begun, and the land is the board on which it is played. Each move brings new danger. Each day cuts away at the thin thread holding everything together. The flames on the rigs burn brighter at night, almost as if the earth itself is angry. Families huddle in their homes, praying for calm that will never come. Men keep their guns closer, waiting for the knock that could change their lives. In the silence before sleep, everyone feels it, the shift, the weight, the storm rolling in closer. And though they do not say it, they all know the same truth. The land will not wait much longer. It will demand its price. The battle has not yet broken open, but the cracks are there, spreading wider with every hour. And when the ground finally splits, when the first strike lands, it will not be just oil that spills. It will be blood. The storm does not wait any longer. It arrives without mercy, crashing down on the land with the weight of 100 betrayals. The ground shakes beneath heavy boots and roaring engines. The air tastes of smoke and iron, thick with the promise of violence. The world that once seemed held together by fragile threads finally tears apart, and the sound is deafening. A rig explodes against the night sky, flames rising like a signal fire visible for miles. The people watch from the hills, faces lit by the blaze, their silence louder than screams. Everyone knows what this means. It is no accident. It is not bad luck. It is war, written in fire across the horizon. The flames spread quickly, crawling across steel, wrapping the land in light that burns away any illusion of peace. On one side stands Sam Elliott, steady as stone, his face lined with fury held tight beneath control. He has lived long enough to know that anger burns out fast, but resolve holds. He carries with him the weight of generations, voices of men who worked this land with bare hands, voices of families who buried their dead in its soil. He does not stand for profit. He does not stand for pride. He stands because he must. Because without men like him, the land will be lost forever. Opposite him is Billy Bob Thornton, watching the flames with a smirk that hides nothing. To him, this is not tragedy, it is opportunity. Where others see chaos, he sees advantage. Where others see danger, he sees doors opening. He has no time for nostalgia, no room for sentiment. He knows the game has always been brutal, and he is willing to play it to the very end. To him, the fire is not destruction. It is cleansing, burning away the weak, leaving only those willing to pay the highest price. The clash between them is no longer whispers or stares across dusty roads. It is loud, it is violent. It is the roar of thunder over a land that cannot take any more. Men choose sides, some for loyalty, some for survival. Guns are pulled from hiding places, trucks are loaded, deals are broken with the sound of glass shattering on the floor. Families flee, carrying nothing but the clothes on their backs, knowing that the storm is no longer coming, it is here. And it will not spare them. The land itself groans under the weight of it all. Smoke hangs over the fields, black against the fading stars. The ground shakes with every strike, every explosion, as if it is alive, rejecting the greed that has torn it open. The fire spreads, but it does not destroy everything. It carves lines, marking where one side ends and the other begins. And in those flames, destiny takes shape. Sam Elliott knows that this fight is not just about oil, or money, or even survival. It is about memory, about what the land means, about keeping something sacred from being lost forever. His words cut through the noise, sharp and unshaken. This land doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to itself. And it's time it reminded you, Billy Bob Thornton answers not with words, but with action. A deal is struck in the shadows, a signature scribbled on a contract that promises everything and nothing. His allies are ruthless, his enemies caught off guard. He moves like a shadow, quick and unforgiving, leaving ruin behind him. To him, Sam's words are just noise, the sound of a man clinging to something already slipping away. The people watch, caught between giants. Some pray for an end, others pray for victory. But deep down, they all know the truth. There is no end, only survival. The land has chosen its battleground, and everyone is trapped upon it. As the flames rise higher, the music of the land changes. It is no longer the hum of rigs or the chatter of deals. It is the sound of chaos, the clash of steel, the thunder of hearts beating in fear and rage. It is war. And in that war, there will be no winners, only survivors. The camera of the mind pulls back, showing the vast Texas horizon, split in half, one side burning with fire, the other drowned in shadows. Two men stand on opposite ends, each unwilling to bend, each ready to give everything for what they believe is theirs. Between them lies the land, scarred, broken, yet unyielding. And as the fire roars louder, a single truth echoes. In Texas, nothing runs deeper than oil except revenge.